Yo chat, yo YouTube, yo family. You know what I'm saying? As y'all can see, we got a Jukebox on the Hunt Raising Kanan season 4, episode 8. You know what I'm saying? It seems like y'all been liking the power videos, so it's hella power videos that I can react to and like, you know what I'm saying, word and upload. But now that I see that y'all like them, I'll do that in sports and you know what I'm saying, whatever else I want to just react to. So with that being said, we're finna get right into this video. And like I'm rewatching Power, bro, and like I'm at the part where Kanan just killed Jukebox, bro. Like seeing that how they are now and like how they like this for him to kill Jukebox is like crazy, bro. But if y'all don't know, she moved to Washington and he stayed in New York. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's when they like kind of grew apart or whatever. And he was liking Tariq. And Jukebox was running her mouth, telling Tariq too much stuff about Kanan. He was like, "You run your freaking mouth too much." So, with that being said, bro, we just finna get into it. We just got to see how Raising Kanan play out. We got to see how Power Origins play out, so all the storylines and whatever can add up. Then I'm gonna probably rewatch that joint again, so I can just have a better understanding of like everything that's going on, and then everybody POV of things. So, with that being said, we finna go and get into the video. Make sure y'all go sub to my boy Movie Bot. That's who we reacting to this time. You know what I'm saying? That boy be doing a hell of a job with these videos. So with that being said, let's get into it.
You said you might know put down fame.
I ain't lie, I'm ready to see how all this play out too, like about who put down fame and all that stuff, bro. Cause what I'm thinking now, I'm thinking is Rock. I'm thinking Rock paid them 2 police officers that to like go and torture him and word, and they end up killing him, bro.
Yeah. I ain't 100%.
Speak.
Bro.
Now I did mention,
and I had saw another video when they was like Rock might be in jail, cause like Kanye used to always talk about I'm finna go and visit my mom's. So dude, she can like be somewhere in the outside world. She can be dead, so he went to the grave. She can be in jail. It's just we never know, bro. But that'll be so crazy if Kanye and Mama pop back up, bro.
I was going to take a day or two
in
break,
the recent
but I
timeline.
would be on hand just in case they did drop something new, because I did have a sneaky suspicion they just might, and they did over on social media not too long ago. This is an exclusive for episode 408. It's a conversation between Kanan and Duke while they're at the cafe, which actually follows on from the little tease we got from the trailer for episode 8. So, in this breakdown, we're going to take a look at this exclusive, run through the conversation, what could potentially follow, and just some general questions and thoughts around what next for Duke and Kanan in terms of this whole situation regarding fame. It's a very complex puzzle, which I don't think anybody's been able to solve yet, but hopefully we do get some more answers in episode 8, because I certainly don't believe it was Rock. I think they're making us look in her direction, making Kanan look in her direction, and then they're going to hit us with something completely unexpected. Let's see. But in terms of this conversation, let's see a Jukebox's response.
Power good at doing that,
though. Nah, Rock would never. You just hate because you mad that she did.
I knew you was gonna say I'm wrong, but just hear me out.
Now listen, there's no fucking way.
Now, just before we kind of dive into this conversation, as a very quick reminder, towards the end of 407, Kanan was on the hunt for OC, but he actually came across Rock giving these 2 police officers an envelope. Earlier on in the episode, we also had Jukebox mention that it had to be law enforcement, but that hit still would have been called from the streets. Now, I always believe Kanan was jumping a bit too far with his assumptions, and I still am. These are the same 2 cops that were forcing her to pay up, and the same 2 officers that were causing her trouble back in season 3. But the problem is, Rock's reputation is absolutely torn to shreds. So honestly, we really can't blame Kanan for thinking that it was Rock, or she did have something to do with it.
It is something Rock could do. It's like everything that people assuming that Rock did. It's like you don't got no other choice but to believe that nigga she did that, because Rock, she always been the type to like just do dirty stuff, bro. So it's like if they saying Rock did it, nigga, she did that shit, bro. Like that just like the unique situation. Whole time Rock didn't do it this time, but the history that she got is like, yeah, Rock did that.
She loved D Wiz too. Look what she did today.
Yeah.
In this conversation with Duke,
Kanan, boy.
she presses him to tell him about his theory, and he tells Duke it's Rock. Now, Duke's instant reaction is, there is no way. Rock would never do that to Fame because she loved Fame. Famous was basically a part of their family. There's no way she would ever do that to Fame. But on a quick side note, before we kind of continue with this conversation, the wardrobe department did a really good job here during this conversation, and some of you may have spotted why. If you didn't, it's the necklace around Jukebox's neck. While Kanan's telling her that Rock was behind Famous's death, she's actually wearing the necklace that was actually a gift from Rock back in season 3, just before her audition.
Bro, these supposed to be deep
I did think it was a
in.
really nice
I
touch.
didn't even notice
At the same
that.
time, Juke is learning Rock may have been behind the death of one of her best friends. Now, Kanan does make a very valid point, and actually a point we kind of went through when we went through our latest investigation in terms of what happened to Fame. One of our points in our chapter where we looked at the arguments for Rock calling the hit was the fact she's done it before. You look at the situation with D-Wiz back in season 1 and how she called the hit on one of Kanan's best friends. She is capable of doing exactly what Kanan's accusing her of. But I do want to go back to Rock's reputation and how she's been accused of a lot of things that she's not actually done recently. Recently, she's had a lot of blame thrown in her direction. And for this particular murder, the way it's happened in terms of Famous apparently being tortured, I really don't believe Rock would ever have Famous tortured. As I mentioned before in my previous investigation, you'd only have someone tortured if you're trying to extract information from them. And why would Rock have Famous tortured? What information would Rock want? But in terms of this conversation, I still don't think Duke is going to believe it. And Kanan does kind of admit he's not 100% sure. I personally think he is jumping to conclusions. And I think once Duke does think about it a bit more, I think she's going to tell Kanan he is going to have to get more information than just seeing Rock paying off some law enforcement officers. I mean, it was back in season 1 where Rock had a conversation with Duke, where she told her that sometimes it isn't a bad idea to have friends in law enforcement. I think Kanan's thinking from a perspective where he's been manipulated and lied to over and over again by Rock. He's kind of swaying his judgment
I am
and
ready
making
to
him
see
jump
who
to
really did it
conclusions.
though.
Whereas with Duke, I think she's going to provide Kanan with a alternative perspective, or at least make him think a bit more before they act, before they jump to this conclusion. Now, the final point from this conversation, we're going to keep it quite short and sweet because it's only a 30-second conversation. The final point I do want to touch on, how will this impact the relationship between Rock and Duke? And the fact that we do have Duke wearing the necklace that Rock gave her in this particular conversation, it really does highlight the relationship they have. Jukebox and Rock really do have a special relationship, very different compared to the rest of the Thomases. If Rock was behind Famous's murder, it's going to change a whole lot, definitely will. But from this conversation, I do think Kanan makes a very good point in terms of what she did to D-Wiz. Although I still don't think it's going to be enough to convince Duke. I think she's going to tell Kanan he needs more. He needs to be 100% sure. There can't be a single doubt in terms of the accusation he's making. And I do think she's going to tell him go back to the drawing board, get back to the streets, go find some more answers. Maybe Duke will go with him and they start doing their kind of own investigations and doing their own digging. Maybe Duke may even start to ask Rock some very subtle questions to get the feel of her answers, to see how she responds, her demeanor, whether she catches her on a
one
lie,
thing about
whether she
Duke,
kind of gets the feel where she's not telling the full truth. I
Juke,
do think they do
Juke
need a
can
bit
read
more,
you, bro.
and I'm sure we're probably going to get one step closer in episode 408.
Juke can read you,
But
bro.
with that
That
being
one
said,
thing about
that's
Juke.
the exclusive for season 4, episode 8. Let me know what you think in the comments.
Juke, once Juke get to talking to you, bro, she can tell just off the vibe, the energy, your response, body language. She can tell, like, if she think you lying or telling the truth or whatnot, or you bullshitting her or like fucking her over or whatnot. That one thing I can say about Juke. But Kanan, I'm already knowing, bro. Kanan gonna continue to just keep crashing out till he find out the truth, bro. And I'm ready to see the truth. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, bro, that's really it for this reaction. Y'all go sub to Movie Bot. Yeah, we're gonna get into the next one.